Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're back here in Total War, Fall of the Samurai. Slowly advancing in the saga in the west, and in the east, fighting against some other bloody shogunates. Also got a problem there at Isumo, so that's going to be fun to deal with. And at the same time, also proceeding to clear out the navies. Those who have been giving us quite a bit of grief as of late, so that's also working out pretty nicely overall. Things are beginning to look up just a bit. Not a lot, but, you know, just a bit. So that should be good overall there, research-wise. We're aiming in the bits there, which will give us a stronger economy down the road, which should overall further benefit us further, before we'll then aim for the modern army. Beyond that, not so much else going on there. Can still lack to sort of trade with them.
My good friend, tell me.
There we go. That's pretty much the only sort of imperial we could always trade with left. So that's good. Here we are sorting things out. Hopefully we can then soon shift out the army there of Sakushi and further head into Saga territory. So let's end the turn and see what happens next.
Destination reached.
Turns passing, ships sailing about.
Yes, my lord. Forgive me. As you command.
Going towards there.
At your command.
Dealing with the Obama ships here. Captured a few there. Hopefully I should be able to deal with the ship remaining here with my otherwise battered navy. Swiftly and ruthlessly dealt with. Excellent. But now those ships really need to be repaired. But still, got the seas cleared out a bit. Apparently need access to iron for the dry dock. That's going to be a bit off. And that's going to take quite a bit of time to repair. Here, army forces looking alright for the most part.
My sword for the Emperor. As you command. Waiting for more orders.
And we'll give them one more turn to sort of recuperate before marching onwards. And that one's getting shot at again, to my annoyance. And here, things are slowly looking up. Less ships bombarding, which is a definite help. So a police station to help sort of keep the populace under control.
I pledge service.
It's not
to
like I
the
can fight
Emperor.
much further anyway, so no point in rushing ahead into attrition. Just for that. I think that's it for now. Further bring in some levies there to help hold your army. Ah crap, forgot about... I don't think I forgot about the army actually marching on the army, never mind. More bombardment around Sakushi. Big Saga fleet there, and again I'm going to have to fix up my own fleet before I can contest that even remotely. But still, I think I've done a lot then, so just dealing with a lot of the raiding bits there that have been plaguing me for quite some time. Just got more to deal with, sadly.
Ready for orders.
That's going to be a bit expensive bat to repair.
Ready for his name.
He's in.
Besieging settlement.
Yeah, that's not really well guarded, so we'll just swiftly seize that one. That's a lot of money. But I'd rather want to be able to quickly push on towards Nagasaki, so we'll leave Heisen and its incredible wealth as it is for now. That's also still going to give us quite a boost in economy, so it does for the most part work out. Yeah, for the most part. I think we'll disband the wooden cannons, they don't really serve much of a purpose. Can't quite move that army yet. I mean, I'd have to leave a bunch of otherwise vital units behind. So a bit to go there. So not so much there. And I don't have quite enough resources to train stuff, but hopefully by next turn, again, I can begin pushing in that direction, so that is good. Keep marching on Izumo. Hoki there can provide a bit of additional infantry if need be. Some well-trained line infantry, in fact. Which should assist in the reconquest of Izumo, and then we can push eastwards again to deal with the bastards there.
What to do? As you command.
Kawachi should be easily dealt with. And beyond that, not much to do this turn. Burning down our stuff, then gonna have to deal with that, obviously. Punish the saga. Once I reach Nagasaki, I'll probably be looting that one just for more resources, for more armies. Which you can then use sort of, you know, push further downwards against the rest of them. And there's just something nicely satisfying about looting the enemy capital. A nice sod off to you. So that should be good, measured fun. Going on, I still gotta repair the castle. That one really took a beating there.
His name. His name.
Just want to deal with this army before it becomes an actual issue for someone else. Well, you can see they're beginning to bring up better stuff like, you know, Shogun and infantry, but also the Armstrong guns.
My destination reached. Very well.
We can begin getting some levies out there. Also, we can get this fellow out there to help keep control of the populace.
Ready, sir.
We'll hit the Josai Navy there with our own mightier navy. We even got ourselves one of their ships. Copper plate. In fact, we got a few copper plated ships there. They're all, none of them are actually made, just stolen from the enemy. So that works out for me, I guess.
Ready for orders.
Almost at Izumo. So yeah, progress being made here slightly. Gonna have to get back here to crack down on the naughtiness of these people. Ah, don't need to see all that.
What is your bidding?
Looking alright. Slightly. Ah, wait, did they take that? Oh dear, did I lose an ally there? Looks like it. Fresh assault here, though in this case, not much. Even if they got exceptional armor, it doesn't really matter much if they're just throwing themselves against a bleeding wall. With a lot of peasants not even equipped for an assault. So the Obama just now fruitlessly flowing men in Navaji. It's bad if I lost my island there. Can't quite see on the map, particularly not when it ends turn, when it sort of dulls out the colours, but pretty bad. Otherwise, they might, of course, just snag in. We'll have to see what that is. Yeah, it looks like Busan fall alongside my ally. That's unfortunate. Yeah. So got to rush in an army for that as well now.
Yes, my lord. Without delay.
For the Emperor. All honor to the Emperor.
Got to train some more units. It looks like we're going to be expecting a huge assault there. They're throwing in a lot. Maybe I should have looted the other place there to raise more funds. At least my navy should be able to deal with these laps again. Oh, that didn't work out. Gotta replace that navy then. That's gonna take a bit. Sadly. Of course, I now have access to copper-plated stuff, which do have a bit more hold strength compared to the other bits. Something like just better chance of bouncing shots, which is just as good, really. Take a few of those. At least you should be able to soon reclaim Izumo, which should be quite nice. Yeah, that's going to be rough there at Tsukushi. That's going to be one hell of an assault they'll be throwing at me. Can't quite remember what level of the fortifications we're at. Yep, and that's the last of that navy. Oh. Wait, they got the Americans helping them too? Bloody bastards. Goddamn Americans can't be trusted. Selling to both sides, eh? Damn Yanks. Never trust an American, obviously. The only lesson you can ever learn here from the Propagandacast. Never trust an American. Yeah, this was going to be a rough one. They got a lot of Shogunate infantry, bit of artillery, regular infantry, sharpshooters. Though there's still plenty of peasantry being thrown into the mix, but I got my Imperial infantry and some other bits there, but this is only going to be one of the more challenging ones. Now the tricky question is going to be where will they be attacking from? Gotta leave some units there in case they hit from the west. So I've got to find out where they're actually attacking from. I mean, overall, there's a lot here defended around there. Problem is, if they don't attack from there, it's kind of pointless. Gotta keep some units elsewhere as well.
Following orders. Line infantry.
Prepare to defend, sir.
Alright, they're attacking from there and there. At least some of my guns are firing.
Ladies at your command. Ready to serve. Line infantry. Following orders. Ready to serve, sir. Our orders. Immediately.
Just gonna imagine that section, abandon that section and all that's not gonna help me out too much. Few hits landing there. I think one unit is already close to breaking out. That looks to be line infantry even. That's good. A lot of Saga infantry though charging forwards there, charging through. Got the Shogun infantry. They certainly look a bit more bulkier there with their backpacks, but that's about it. They're still going to be quite a challenge compared to other stuff. We're here, more troops advancing, more Shogunate infantry advancing past the trees. Spear levers advancing first. Move down there to assist. Spear levers have almost reached the walls. Fall back. Again, falling back as well. They'll form up a kneel and fire line. Best to try and just shoot them to bits. Better positions, using the wall stages to slow them down and stagger them here and there. And try to use my advantage, which is, I have a lot of firepower compared to them. The AI generally never seem to be fond of kneel fire, at least it's not for some time, so again, if I can push that against them, that's the best. In particular, when they're climbing right above the walls again, where they're just really weak, kneel fire is just completely going to wreck them most of the time. Oh dear, there seems to be the second wave arriving through there, so that's going to be where most of the pressure will be. That will be the left side. As you might notice, no kneel fire. Over here, being shredded. Kneel fire doing the trick. I'll shift the Imperial infantry towards the west side. Spear levies will also be joining in here. Few spear levies made it forwards, but they're just going to get cut to bits here, I think. They will maybe give the others time to regroup and push forwards again. A few units charging through there, getting shot as well. It's time to just pull them back. Looking pretty weak there. Oh dear. Trying to sneak up through there, the cheeky bastards. His sharpshooter for some reason deciding to lead the charge here, showing that infantry is not faring much better. Of course, still got that unit of Shogun infantry trying to flank through. Here, got the spear levies just rushing forwards to their deaths, and over here, Levy infantry. Oh dear, they're sort of boxing themselves in, I guess. Hopefully, the Imperial infantry will assist a bit there. They'll keep to guard the corner there. Arrows over here, it looks like they have been broken, allowing the others to sort of fall back there. Shogun infantry, they're not faring frightfully well. We'll begin shifting more forces to the other side here. One Shogun infantry unit not faring too well, breaking off, while the spear levies themselves are also fallen here. We got more men here, just more Shogun infantry, more sharpshooters, more everything just flooding through here, the eastern side of the map. That's going to be where things get really tricky, I think. See, I can basically now just strengthen my, I think, eastern defenses actually, if you sort of look from a northern perspective there. More units running over there. The gates are open, but they seem to just be crawling over the walls here. Shogun infantry hit the walls, but they are suffering quite a bit there as well in the process. They're not too much of a threat as of yet. Spear levy shattered. A single line infantry unit to help guard the cannons in case, you know, they pull off some kind of sneak attack around there, but rest will just basically just move towards here. More units filing through and running back here. Can't quite get through the gates. Got a lot of cavalry here just standing about doing nothing. Well, at least there's no silly death marches from them. I suppose that's something. Just more and more men throwing themselves at it. The levies are already wetting themselves. They haven't even seen any real combat, but they're just throwing. It's not going to end up well for them, and we can just see more and more units sort of faltering. And these are Shogunate troops again. They're supposed to be, you know, a lot better than that, but ultimately they're just struggling as well as everybody else against a well dug in opponent here. Looks like the cavalry is finally, you know, guarding off the horses and doing something there. The sharpshooter units sort of managed to reach the walls there. Wait. For some reason, the Imperial infantry is abandoning the positions. Alright, but still. Sharpshooters are breaking off. More units just breaking here, just shattering. Looking completely disastrous here for the saga. Utterly disastrous. Another unit there devastated. And with that, I think the entire assault just completely fell apart. Yeah, lost barely 200, they lost 1,500. Bit of a difference there, though many did survive, so they'll probably be regrouping for another attack eventually soon. But I'm not too worried about that. Because that fortress can clearly handle itself with the current army ensconced within there. Sard remain within Izumo. Get a few levies to help keep order. A huge peasant army. Looking 50-50-ish. I mean, it's going to be a slaughter either way, but I think I'll just continue the siege, hope to draw them out. If not, they'll die eventually.
My lord, for the Emperor!
Good job there. He keeps doing his job very well. Got the navy here slowly being built up again. Of course, it is bloody expensive work, but you know, someone's got to do it. If I leave behind just some of the units, I could, I think, push on towards Nagasaki. Yeah. Bit risky, but you know, sometimes you gotta take risks to sort of succeed. Plus, it's a pretty solid sort of garrison there. It shouldn't be impossible. Plus, I'm bringing up more troops to assist. So again, and I don't think they'll be aware of it right away. So that's the basic idea there, the basic plan. Begin hiring some units here. And again, we can just hit Nagasaki and just loot it. Again, I should be able to, you know, A, explode out with another navy, and B, just, you know, strengthen my economy elsewhere as well, which is rather what I'm aiming at. Plus, I think the Saga should suffer a bit there from losing their capital. I don't know if it's where their trade district is, but if we can get that, that's for example going to be quite a blow to them financially. Plus, it'll prevent them from getting more American ships. The bloody Yanks. Yup, slaughter. Ahoy, ahoy. It's not going to be worth fighting out. I'm not going to loot one of my own provinces, plus you just want to get the armies moving quickly again, so... Back to spring. There you go, Nagasaki. That's going to be quite tasty to get our hands on. Should also further bring up levies there to defend that one. Yes. Hit the jaw-sized ships there. Right. Bigger crews, but we've in essence got more guns and better ships. I suppose we'll try and finding out there. I'm not a huge fan of naval battles, but let's see if we can't pull something out there, which the AI can't, or something like that. We in theory have the better armoured ships, so you know, could be you pull something off. There you go, our copper-plated ships with loads of guns. And they're all the way over there.
day, sir, we attack.
Oh, would you look at that? Wooden ships. I wonder if we use our high explosive shells, there might be some kind of lovely impact. There's no harm in trying. A few broadsides there. Fire the high explosive rounds and stuff. At least make the attempt. Apparently these ships aren't ranging us. That would have been nice to know. In which case I might as well just...
Your men are withdrawing.
Oh, that went that plan. To an extent. Cowards, I'll have your heads. Now that's someone who needs to commit suicide.
Is in mortal peril, sir.
Well, that one's hit on fire. Oh well, they're sinking. That's what they deserve, the cowards. Yep. Turns out the high explosive plan turns out to be a pretty damn good one. In the end, once we got close enough. Oh, you'd like to surrender, eh? How about you die? Yep, the entire crew's gone, in fact. They just jumped overboard. Possibly the effect of the entire thing exploding.
Your general is under attack, sir. Sir, your general is in terrible danger.
A few more hits and they should be completely annihilated. That's what you get for using wooden ships against a modern navy. It's funny how they surrender by getting themselves horribly murdered by jumping off a ship. I think the other one is just trying to desperately escape here. Is it on fire or something like that? Briefly looked like it. But yeah, the last one's basically running for it. Ah. What do you know? Just gotta wait for him to get off the edge of the map there, but I would say that worked out pretty well in the end. Or not. And I got no idea what they're planning, but guessing they're dead. Against my copper-plated Corvette Chiton class versus their Kazuga class wooden Corvette. Aha. Eat copper and high explosives. Swine. Gotta get within range here. The shorter range guns.
Sir, your general is in terrible danger.
Well, that was means to be in the Navy. Terrible mortal danger.
Sir, your general is in terrible danger.
Oh, don't you run, you coward. Typical. I gotta wait for the others to get down there. Idiot. Now that blew up. Definitely one of the reasons I don't do naval battles so much. They just sort of drag out like this. The ship's away, slow, meaning if one just decides to run away, it takes ages. Of course, you ain't got this kind of tactic or strategy or whatever. Boring stuff.
A ship has come about, sir. It is
Oh,
with-
come on. Go. Fast reload. Just hit him with as many high explosive shells as you can. Show those bastards who's the boss here. There we go. Basically, the bigger range gave them a huge advantage. But in the end, I wrecked them.
Yes, in his name.
So now I just need to replace the lost ships.
Honor me, my lord.
In this case, I guess I might aim for something a bit more impressive. Now, apparently they have the same range. I guess it's just the high explosive rounds have less range. That makes sense, I suppose. Oh well. Better morale, I guess. We'll wait a bit. Once we hit that one, we should get the requisite funds to build ourselves a nice Supreme Navy. Oh, good lord. Pointy hats, and they got Shogunate Guard Cavalry. Well, Shogunate Infantry, of course, got our Marines like Kyotai and a bit of guns. This one's probably going to be tricky, but I think we can do it. At least I think. Plus, of course, we got Neil Fire, which again gives us an advantage. But if they've got carry, that means they actually got the Academy up already. That means they're actually ahead of me. That could also mean I actually misread some of those units that could actually be guard. Which could also mean they might actually now have Neil Fire. I don't know, we'll see. But if they're able to draw them into my fire, then they should be taking into my cannons. So, yeah. I am not too worried, though again the Guard Cavalry could prove to be an issue. Yeah, I've never seen it before, actually. Oh dear, it's raining. That gives more of an advantage for them to get close. That's less good. That is less good. Try and pull back a bit to minimize the effectiveness of their artillery. Marines to go one flank, Kietai the other. We'll keep the line infantry as reserve. Let's
Day, sir, with the fan.
so misread some of the infantry. Shogun. Oh, they do have Shogunate Guard infantry actually. Though they appear pretty much like regular Shogunate infantry. Visually there is, well, the helmets are slightly different, but that's about it. Rifles, largely the same as well. We got the General's Bodyguard there, we got the General's Bodyguard there. But Shogunate Guard infantry could give me a bit of a headache, and that one was less expected. And we got the Shogunate Guard cavalry here with funny hats and some rather wicked-looking spears. The Shogunate Guard infantry, good lord, they're actually almost as good as my Marines. They're better than my Kietai. They could definitely get a problem, and in particular, they actually have Neil fire as well. That's going to be a definite headache. I'll try to silence their parrot guns first. Again, they could give me a headache in defending. Yep, they're setting up just beyond my range. Actually, never mind. They shouldn't be able to hit me unless something's weird here. In which case I'm going to try and decimate the Guards infantry, since they are what you call the biggest problem here. If I can weed out the biggest and toughest he's got, that should be, you know, what you call less of a problem for me. There's the plan there. Go. Cutting the Guards down. The finest the Saga can muster. Go. Decimating their Guards infantry. They're still going to be watching for the Guards cavalry. Those guys could be trouble, I don't know how much though. Landing some good kills there, minimizing the effect of the Guards, though of course they also got plenty of regular Shogunate infantry and a few levies. But still, this is basically the best they can muster to defend their capital, which should still mean, if I get that, again, they can't get any Guards infantry. Possibly not even some regular Shogunate infantry, which means I should have the edge. In fact, I might be able to then get ahead there and get my own Imperial infantry guard out there first. Or at least I can research it quickly then in response. And then get out there without having to build it. So that could work out. Definitely a mistake there by the AI though. Don't know why it did it. Guess it didn't want to get blasted by my guns. But ended up being unable to. There we go, it's moving ahead now, realizing the folly it is committed to. The Guards infantry is less strong now, they've lost quite a few. Overall got 224 of their Shogunate and Guards Shogunate. But shooting at the artillery, not their cavalry, other units there. Ooh, Looks like they're swinging hard towards my right flank. Interesting enough, looks like they're going to hit my Marines. By the looks of it. Right, for some reason he's refusing to shoot at the artillery. Don't know what's up with that, but oh well. Looks like there's no cavalry on the right flank, so I'll be detaching a few units of Kihitai to strike into the other flank. Shifting a few elements of line infantry to help deal with the guards infantry, and I'm kind of worried about them. Oh, that's good. Got the general. The guards cavalry flank did not work out. Still no Neil fire there. That's good. Again, that's basically my biggest advantage here. Guard cavalry though is striking pretty hard. They can't shoot because of the terrain there. Didn't notice the hill quite as I should have. That's good. Pushing through the centre over here. They advance over the hill and they're just getting absolutely slaughtered here. Heavy infantry left to deal with 2 Kihitai units and they are suffering quite harshly as well. Over here on the right flank though, they're progressing slightly better, but overall with the left completely gone, they're not going to last much longer either. Shogun infantry being slaughtered here. The Saga's finest annihilated.
You have triumphed over the enemy.
And with that, the entire assault fails. And their last desperate attempt to save Nagasaki before I reached it itself has been completely crushed. Leaving now the Saga with no defense of Nagasaki, that's worth mentioning. And I barely suffered any losses. So the Saga Shogunal Vanguard should be pretty much in tatters right now, with what essentially amounts to the tip of the spear, as opposed to in a sense completely broken. So that's basically what the capital and all the guard units they were basically building up there were to represent. The tip of the Shogunal spear, the Vanguard there, crushed, leaving the Saga considerably weak. I mean, they could still of course build another one, they probably will. It nonetheless leaves them weaker. The Yordo definitely a problem. Once we've dealt with the Saga, I can sort of move towards the east there, hopefully with clear seas, a nice army, and of course I've still got one there building up. And there's that. So we've got no trade agreement with them all of a sudden. Interesting. Cheating these Americans. Apparently they can still resist though. They still got quite a garrison. But well, we'll besiege, and I think we'll be stopping the episode here though. So thank you all for joining and hope you enjoyed this episode here. Treason from the Americans and the like. If you did, you know, subscribe, like, and share, comment on it as well. This is Imperial signing off. Until another 2 days' time, we will be dealing here with the Saga's capital one way or the other and such. So thank you all and hope to see you all there. Cheers.